What is going on, everybody? This is episode 3 of Black Ops, and yeah, we're gonna go back to Sly Cooper tomorrow for a little bit, probably for 3 episodes. But here, I gotta play Vorkuta on Veteran, but I lost the freaking footage again. So I'll just show you what trophy I got here. I'm not gonna show you when I unlocked it, because obviously I deleted that. But here it is. It's going to be this trophy down here, Give Me Liberty, or Give Me Death. This is when you escape Vorkuta, as it says right there. If you've never played this game, you almost should buy it just for this mission. This mission is way too good. It is just awesome. Great feel to it. You feel like you're in prison, and just the prison break and how they do it is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. But yeah, let's get on with it here. So for some reason, all of my videos on YouTube have like bars on the side of them, and it's really annoying me. Like, I've tried almost everything to try to fix those bars and to fix the processing issues. However, the easiest fix I can find is on Sony Vegas, but I tried to download Sony Vegas and like tried all those free downloads and stuff that people promise. I watched a few YouTube videos and I tried about 2 or 3 different methods, and it just doesn't work. There's always something different that happens on mine. I don't know if it's because my laptop is Windows 8, or if it's just like the videos are outdated, or if that's really what happens. But I can't fix these stupid bars, and it's really pissing me off. So I'm trying something again different today. It could be worse, could be better, I don't know, but we're trying it out. It looks better on the program I'm using right now. I only use Movie Maker, so that might be a problem too. But I just find Movie Maker to be the most convenient to like edit everything together, and it gives me the least amount of trouble out of everything I've tried. But at the top here on Movie Maker, there was an option that said widescreen 16:9, and I've been using that. And I don't know if that's what I should be using, so I'm going to try the other option here. It's a standard 4:3, and maybe that'll fix what it looks like, but it could look worse, and I really hope that's not the case. But if that is the case, I'll upload it privately first and watch it, and if it's really bad, then I'll come back here, save it as 16:9, and then resave it and re-upload it. So I'm not going to post anything that's absolute garbage, but we'll see what happens here. If you guys know of any fixes or know how I can download Sony Vegas for free, let me know, because I can't. It's really frustrating me, and I know I can do it if I get to Sony Vegas, but I've tried everything that I can think of. But who knows, maybe this is going to be all fixed, and I've been rambling about this for 3 minutes, and it's alright when I upload it. Hopefully that's the case. I'd rather have that be the case and have me waste my time now than later, but we'll see. I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's basically all you need to know about that. I'm going to start talking about something that I want to talk about. And how about that juicy pickaxe there from Sergey? I had to throw that in. That is just awesome. I left that cutscene in for that scene. It's pretty violent, but what are you gonna do? It just makes this scene so much better. And Sergey's just an absolute beast. Alright, well anyway, what I kind of wanted to talk about today is actually something that's sort of related to the gameplay. It's a little change up for me, but you know, I think it's gonna help a few people out, and hopefully it does. But it's gonna be some tips on how to get through Veteran. And I'm still not that great at it, and I die a lot, but everyone dies a lot when they play Veteran. I don't believe it if anyone ever tells me they get through Veteran without dying. I don't believe that at all. But yeah, so there's a few tips here that I'd like to actually tell you about, and you'll see me use one up here on the cart. It's actually using your teammates as cover. I mean, it sounds horrible, but they can take as much damage as they want. And when you would normally die, they just kind of get on the ground and they crawl a little bit and they get back up. So I'll show you a little bit up here when I use some of that. I would only recommend this, however, is when you're in situations like this, when you're in really close quarters. So for example, if you're out in the open, in an open area, I would not use Reznov for cover, for example, because his movements are kind of sporadic along with every other NPC. So you don't want to use them all the time, but if you're forced to stay near them, I would definitely say use them. Like right here. I get right behind Sergey here, and that guy could have easily shot me if I wasn't behind Sergey and Reznov. So that is a fantastic tip that I've never heard anyone talk about before, and I think it's really useful. Another tip that I'd say really applies to any game that is like difficult, not brutally difficult, but just difficult, is don't rage. If you start getting mad, you start doing worse. That applies to almost everything in life, by the way. And once you get irritated, you get more and more impatient, and then, for example, if you were playing a game like this, the more impatient you are, the more you run forward, and the more you run forward, the more you die, and the more you die, the more you get mad. So basically, you're just hurting yourself by getting mad. I know that's a lot easier to say than it is to do, but it's still really important that you try to control yourself a little bit. I know a lot of people that rage during games, and like all the fun is sucked out of it. And I'll admit, I got kind of mad. Oh, and right here, I already collected the intel there when I freaking messed up my recording. So that's that. I just threw that in there, but there will be an intel there. Another tip that I can recommend for veteran gameplays is don't go out of your way to get the little objective trophies that you get every mission. It's a lot easier and a lot less stressful to go back on like a lower difficulty and do those afterward than it is to try to do them while you're playing on veteran. Sure, you can cut it down to one playthrough if you're really good, but to me it's not worth the frustration. A few trophies I'll have to come back to in this mission, especially the slingshot one like you're seeing here, the stellar accuracy, but I don't really mind, you know, coming back. I'm going to have to go back to the first mission anyway for another one, and I'm going to have to go back to this one, so it is what it is. I'm just getting through veteran without harming myself as much as possible. But right here, here's the biggest tip I could give to anybody playing any shooter on a high difficulty. You'll see it when I get up here a little bit further and I have the AK, and I'm actually starting to get in gunfights during this mission. This mission's cool, but there's not a huge amount of gunfights. But when I have the AK out, you'll see how like I'm jumping around. Like when I'm aiming down sight, the gun's like jumping around to different people, and you might be like, well, how is he doing that? The easiest way I can explain it is when you aim in Call of Duty, it locks on, in the campaigns anyway, it locks on to the person that's closest to you, like closest to where the center of your screen is. So if you are aimed in all the way and you're just pressing L1 pretty fast, and then you're just holding down the trigger, the second you kill the guy that it's like locked onto, it locks into the next guy closest to you. So it'll like jump around like that, and you'll save, first of all, you'll save a lot of ammo, and you'll be a lot more accurate in the campaign, and you'll take out a lot more guys before they can have the opportunity to shoot at you. Like the perfect example, you'll see it right here. Like you can see my AK sights jumping around a lot when I'm shooting at these guys. And that's because I'm doing this strategy. And that's why sometimes you'll see like my gun aims like back out a little bit. And another tip is to pick up enemy weapons. You'll see right here, I'm using the AK because, as you saw there, you might have seen anyway, I ran out of ammo. But after I killed all these guys right here, all I did was run forward and run over all their bodies where their guns were, and I picked up all of their ammo. So using enemy weapons is also a huge advantage so that you don't end up out of ammo in the middle of a huge gunfight against guys that have supernatural aim and can see you across the map and get bullets on you. So that's always helpful. You don't want to be ever out of ammo. That's the worst. And then of course, this one's pretty self-explanatory, but take cover everywhere. You never want to be in the open for more than about a second, or you are going to die. Unless you cleared out every single enemy, do not poke your head out for like more than a second unless you are behind cover. All it takes is like 3 bullets and you're dead. So if there's one guy and he goes doo-doo-doo, you're done. And you know, you could have taken out so many people, it could have taken you 10 minutes and you're back to your last checkpoint. So use cover all the time. Use everything to your advantage. But don't take cover near like cars that are on fire. Like that Jeep back there. The life before that, I didn't realize it was on fire. Cleared out everybody. It exploded and I died, and I was a little angry, not gonna lie. So just use cover, but be wary of what cover you're using. Also, sometimes you can use like little lines of sight. So say you're like hiding behind a barrel and a box, and there's like a little crack between the barrel and the box. You can shoot through there and like shoot at the enemies, but it's highly unlikely that they're gonna hit you through there. They're probably not programmed to shoot through there. They're probably programmed that is a solid piece of material and they're not going to be able to hit you. So sometimes cover is to your advantage and you can take them out before they even see you. And that's the case even when like you're breaching buildings and stuff. Like in the first episode where they were all inside that building there, and I like went to the left to where the window is, and there was a little crack that I saw through, and I was able to shoot him through there. You know, you got to use everything you can to your advantage. Even taking out 2 guys ahead of time without poking your head out can save your life a lot, and it'll save you a ton of frustration. Also, try not to shoot your teammates. Like you'll see in this mission, there's all these prisoners, and they look a lot like the enemies at times. And you'll see I even shoot a few of them. But they're actually really helpful, believe it or not. It seems like you're doing all the work, but they definitely help. And the more of them you take out, the less people that are going to be gunning on your side. And you're going to have to do even more. So I highly recommend to not shoot them. I mean, you can shoot Reznov and Woods and all them as much as you want. And they'll just be like, oh, do that again and I'll shoot you or something. Or watch your fire. But if you shoot these like prisoner guys or like the NPCs that don't really matter, they're not just gonna yell at you. They're gonna die. And that kind of sucks for you. And you know, every little bit helps, and really try to keep them alive as much as possible. As you'll see in the part coming up here, they actually help you defend Reznov a lot. When it comes to like these stupid flak jacket guards that come in, you have to take them out. They take out the rest of the guards while you take out the flak jacket guards. Sure, you have the harder job, but yeah, they'll take out the other guys and you don't have to worry about them. And even if they save you from 1 bullet, that could mean life or death. And another thing about the defending missions, whenever it says, oh, defend this person, usually the NPCs don't attack that guy right away. They'll come after you first. So basically, all you need to do is just stay somewhere near that person and take out the enemies. Like, they're not going to go right for Reznov when he's trying to bust open the vault. They're going to go after you first. Like, you'll even see later in the video when I'm taking out the flak jacket guys and Mason is opening up the vault to get to the minigun. You'll see it coming up. They go right for me. Like, even when they get right next to Reznov, they turn and look right at me with their shotguns out, and they're trying to kill me. They're not trying to kill Reznov. So don't fall for the whole defending thing. It's just like something they tried to add into the game to make it more, I guess, dramatic and more like team-oriented. But it's really all about you, sort of. And the NPCs will not like follow that objective like they expected. Like right here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. These flakjack guys come out of this wall here, and they walk right for me, and they're looking directly at me. They're not looking at little Reznov, who's gonna eventually open up the minigun and allow me to rain hell on them. He's not looking at them. They're looking right at me, trying to kill me. If it was really a protecting mission, they would have the NPCs go right for Reznov, and I think that'd be a lot cooler. But if anything, it's actually easier for you to defend yourself than it is to defend someone else. So be happy about that. And right here's the coolest part of the mission, where you grab the minigun and you go to town on these guys. However, just because you have a huge weapon doesn't mean you're invincible. You are still dead in 3 bullets. So still play the same way you would. Sure, you got this big cool weapon, and sure, you think you're unstoppable, but you are not. I actually died more, I think, in this part than I did in any other part, because I was trying to be overly aggressive. But when you're in huge open areas like this as well, you have to at least be a little aggressive, because a lot of the times it's an infinite spawn, which means that if you don't push up far enough, the enemies will just keep spawning in and they'll just keep coming at you. And that's the worst. And there's like a little checkpoint in the mission if you reach a certain point that they stop spawning. And that's how you have to get through that part. There's not as many of those in like this game, perhaps, but in older games like World at War or COD 4, and especially back in like COD 2 and 3, there are infinite spawns everywhere. But in these games, you know, just like try to hold your ground a little bit. But if you find you're fighting the same enemies over and over, it's probably an infinite spawn and you're probably going to have to move up. But just be careful even though you have a huge gun. And that applies to pretty much any game. And the last tip I can really give you is just be smart. You guys should know when you're about to die and take cover. You guys should know to like take your time a little bit. Just be smart when you're playing veteran, and you'll find yourself a lot less frustrated. Be a little more patient than you normally are. That's all I'm trying to say. And then you'll probably get through it. So if you've been having like a tough time getting through veteran, you're most likely trying to play like you're playing on regular or recruit, and you're trying to be aggressive, and that does not work. You have to be patient, and I really recommend that strategy I told you before with the aiming. Get good at that, and then once you do, like, it helps so much. You don't need to have like a super high sensitivity on. And, you know, I would still kind of recommend that, though. I still play on 10 just because I'm used to it, but you really don't need to. But it does help when there's enemies really close to you, and you need to aim fast enough to keep yourself alive. But yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to say here, but the commentary is going to be done pretty soon. Up next is the vehicle part, and that's always fun. And the only thing you need to know about that is you're going to take a lot of damage. You'll see when I get there. The damage you take is absurd, and in any other scenario, you would have been dead. Like, you would have been toasted before you got that red. Like, I think I take like 6 bullets at one point, and I'm still going. So, even though you're getting shot, just make sure, you know, keep your head in it and just keep shooting. You know, and make sure, especially at the end of this mission, this is like more of a mission specific tip, but take out all the vehicles. First of all, it makes your life easy, and then you pick up a nice, pretty silver trophy at the end too, if you do all that. So yeah, just make sure you're using your surroundings and you're taking out all the vehicles, and you should do all right. But if this helped you guys in any way, let me know. I'm trying to make this video a little more helpful for the people that are struggling on veteran, or for the people that are just trying to get trophies in like the Call of Duty games. You know, I tried my best to explain it, and if you need any more clarification, just let me know down in the comments. I'll be sure to help you out. And yeah, if anyone needs help in like Spec Ops or anything, I'd be glad to help in any game. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up now because this is a long commentary, and this is the longest one I've done so far. And it is brutally difficult to talk this long, and to keep yourself talking, and to keep yourself motivated to keep talking. And, you know, I'm actually impressed I got through it. But, oh, it is hard. Like, if you don't understand what I'm going through, just try to talk to yourself without a lot of pause for 20 minutes straight. It is hard. It is very difficult. And, you know, but it's fun to do, and I'm going to continue to do it. And hopefully you guys enjoy it, because I'm not going anywhere. So, anyway, I'm just going to let the video play out until the end. The part at the end's pretty awesome, so you guys should enjoy that. But until next time, I am PlatsDoneFast, and I'm out. Peace.
Jump, Mason, jump! Go, Mason, go!
Your turn! Come on! Step 8, Reznov! Freedom!
For you, Mason, not for me!
Reznov!